Hello everyone, welcome back to your own YouTube channel. And today we are here again to do our book reading to understand a different topic from the esoteric perception. Yes, so before we start the book reading, before we start the session, let us start the session with a small invocation prayer, shall we? Like we do always. Yes. So just relax yourself. Take a deep breath and just exhale. One more time. Be aware of the positive vibration. Inhale deeply. And exhale. One last time. Inhale the fresh energy, fresh prana. Hold, and as you exhale, just let go any stress, any tension, any worry. Let us pray together to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my spiritual teacher, to his teacher Mahaguruji Mailing, to all the great ones, holy gurus, holy masters, to the great beings of light, love, and power, to all the angelic realm, to all the angelic beings, to all the spiritual elders, members of the hierarchy, to all the great devas, especially the great world teacher, to the Lord Christ, to the Lord Buddha, to Lord Krishna. We humbly invoke for divine light, divine love, divine power. We humbly invoke for the energies of discernment. Thank you for helping us, guiding us. Thank you for blessing us with a loving heart, intelligent mind, and a strong will. Thank you for your guidance, for your understanding. Thank you for helping us to understand the topic. And especially to the great thanks to the TSG Foundation for giving us all this opportunity to be in service, to understand the topics from the book on this platform. We thank you with deep gratitude. So be it. So be it. So it is. Inhale the blessings. Hold and exhale. Allowing Atma Namaste. Welcome back. So, what are we going to do today? We are going to continue the book reading from the same book which we were doing in the last week, and the book was Women. I hope it's visible. Women, Torch of the Future by Torkum Saradaria. Now, before we start the reading and understanding from today's topic, we will be reciting the great invocation together. And after that, I have an announcement for all the viewers, all the people who are doing this book reading together with me. Now, like after the last session, I got a lot of good response, positive feedback from people who, and the viewers who have been watching this, this book study, this book understanding together. Now, what happened is that instead of posting it personally, if you can post your questions here, like in the comment section, what happened is that, sometimes the question gets scattered. So if you post your questions, your experience, your feedback right below the video, it actually helps the facilitator to, respond back to that question. Because the data, all the questions are at one place instead of getting scattered. So I'll just request you to share your experience, to share your viewpoints, your priceless feedback, and especially your questions if you have, right below in the comment section. All right. So let us recite the great invocation, then I have something to share with you all. So just relax yourself. Relax your body, your mind, your spirit. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men. The purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out. And may it seal the door where the evil dwells. Let light, love, and power restore the divine plan on earth. So be it, so be it, so it is. Inhale the blessings. All right. Now, those of you who are new in this channel, so what you can do is I will be just mentioning the background, the credit of the background music, and also a video on my channel which was already conducted on Great Invocation. What is Great Invocation? What is the purpose of it? And a whole lot of explanation I'll mention in the chat, in the description box below, and you can watch that previous video on the Great Invocation. Now, to all the people, the announcement is, the happy and the mega announcement is that if you wish to purchase this beautiful book, Women, we are getting the amazing discount as we are doing it online amongst group of people. So we are getting exactly a discounted price on this book, and also it will be available in India. As if you see that TSG Foundation is located outside India, and if you order this book, the shipping charges are also included in it because of the shipping cost, right? So if anybody of you who wish to buy this book, you can let me know in the description box. And also, if you know personally, because most of the viewers, they know me personally as well, so you can just ping me on my number, and there I'll get back to you. And if we have a group of like 6, 7, 8 people, we can avail this book at a discounted rate and without paying the shipping price, right? So if you're interested, please let me know. We are availing this facility for all the people who are liking this book. All right. So let me know your views in the comment section. So today we are going to start from the chapter 8. So as you can see, we are not actually going in all the chapters. We are picking up the topic. So chapter 8 is a beautiful chapter from this book. And the name of the chapter is The Father. Now this session is for all the people who are men and who are also the father of a child and who are expecting to become a father in future. And also this is a beautiful session for all the mothers who are attending this, who are viewing this. Because what happened is that, as a mother, when you understand that, all right, how the partner should be in terms of, fatherly responsibility, it helps you to nurture that aspect in him in a more loving and a gentle manner. Yes? Do you agree? So let us start without wasting much of our time. Chapter 8, The Father. So first 3 pages of the chapter, explanation is not much required. And where the explanation will be required, I'll feel like to explain more, I will go ahead. So let us start with the reading. After the child was 3 years old, it was the father's duty to take his child into nature, to lakes, rivers, oceans, forests, and inspire the baby with the beauty of nature. His next duty was to raise the child spiritually, trying to teach the basics of the soul, reincarnation, the law of karma, the presence of Christ. These are the 4 cornerstones of every beautiful family. When we talk about spirituality, actually, we should think, what is the meaning of spirituality? I have this habit of asking many people this question, that what do you think, what is spirituality? So spirituality is like, having wholesome thoughts, wholesome emotions, and wholesome mind. That is what spirituality is about. We make it complicated, isn't it? His next duty was to educate the child in the following virtues. So just check how you as a father are trying or not trying to inculcate these virtues. If you have not tried yet, you can try. First is courage. Second is daring. Third is patience. Next is gentleness. Another one is generosity, sacrifice, service, nobility, and last one is gratitude. All these were taught through parables and stories, were given to the child by the elders of the community, parents, and teachers. They were taught to child in games, in sport, or by creating proper condition and invoking the virtues from the heart of the child. That is why my profession is teaching. Like out of all the profession, my one of the profession is teaching. I'm a teacher. So I have this habit of, whenever I'm conducting a session on parenting, or whenever I'm, I get a substitution class in the school. So, I have this habit of uh, uh, telling them stories. So what happened is, if you go back to your childhood and you remember that there was a subject called moral science. Nowadays in education, there is so much development of the mental faculty, so much development of the brain through maths, through science, these subjects. But people at times fail to develop the heart. Development of the heart is very, very essential. How the child is going to be compassionate, how the child is going to understand, how the child is going to be patient, how the child is going to be, loving in words, in action. So what they see is what they learn, not what we as elder tell them to do. So, teachers, parents, community, like relatives and all, they play a very, very vital role in upbringing of the child. So if you think that, uh, just as a parent, you're paying the money to some helper, to teachers, to somebody to take care of your child, then that means it's okay, you are helping the child in a way. But what about your personal responsibilities, personal virtues, which are supposed to be inculcated in the child, right? So children always learn through, imagination, through what they see, not what they hear. If they see parents doing something, they will adapt it, and that becomes a pattern in them. That is why, if you notice, all the grown up who are attending the session, certain patterns within you are like your mother and your father, like the way they talk, the way they think, the way they speak, the way they curse, the way they bless, isn't it? Some patterns. So it is the responsibility of the elders. And how it can be done? When you show the child, okay, this has been done in the past and this is how you do it. And then parents also following those virtues. Supposedly, for example, if a, if a parent, like, amongst the couple, if they themselves are not the, you know, they are themselves not the courageous enough, do you think so the child is going to adapt that virtue? The answer is no. Why? Because the child has literally not seen it. So the child is not going to learn it for sure. Yes? All right. Let's continue. When we say father, we are not referring to a biological or a physiological law. One can father a child. Hear it properly, I repeat. One can father a child, but he cannot be a father unless he has the responsibility and consciousness that give him the right to be called a father. Fatherhood is complete when the father not only participates in the action to produce a physical being, but also helps to give birth to the emotional, mental, and spiritual nature of the child. So fatherhood is not only, giving birth. That's not how you complete your responsibility. It's about the physical nurturing, it's about the emotional nurturing, it's about the mental nurturing. There is something called emotional health. There is something called mental health. You know what? This brings me to a thought. Sometimes we say, we can see the physical wound, but what about the emotional and mental wound? They also needs the ointment of love, ointment of forgiveness, ointment of self good esteem, ointment of self worth, ointment of appreciation. Are we communicating? If yes, so let me know in the comment section. So this is very important for a father to develop in the child. This is very important. Moving on to next paragraph. When Father's Day is celebrated, the most important thing is for a father to see how he is towards his child, towards his wife, towards his spiritual guide, or as a whole, how he is towards God, who is the Father of all. Are we communicating? Next paragraph. A man must be qualified to be a true father. So just being a man doesn't mean you're a good father. Just being a physical father doesn't mean you're a good father. So there has to be qualification. There's qualification for everything. Don't we think so? If we want a job, there is a qualification. If you want to get married, there is a qualification. If you want to do some kind of a work, there is a qualification. If you want to be on the spiritual path, there is a qualification. So don't you think so? There would be some qualification to be a father or a mother? Definitely, definitely, yes. Fatherhood gives an opportunity to a man to bring the utmost out of himself, to make himself to strive, to make his life a field of service and a way to meet the needs of the people surrounding him. It is through trying to meet the needs of others that a father progresses of his path of evolution. So, we know that we are a soul and this body is the temple of the soul. And body uses this, the soul uses this physical body, emotions, and the thoughts as a tool to evolve. So, excuse me, sorry, I have a bad throat. So, for example, if a person is, we have the soul, right? So right now, for example, in this incarnation, I'm experiencing, my soul is experiencing the female body, like the body as a temple which it has got is the female. I don't know what I was in the previous incarnation, might be a man. I don't know what I will be in the next incarnation, might be a man, might be a woman. I just don't know, depending on the karmic account, karmic, seeds which I have generated in my account. So when we get the opportunity to be a female or a male in this incarnation, that means, of course, there are some responsibility. When we perform those responsibility, we as a soul are evolving in masculine and feminine energy. Because as Vivekananda says that, Swami Vivekananda says that soul has no body, soul has no gender, soul has no caste, soul has no creed, and it does not have any gender. Soul is not a female, neither a female nor a male. So why should we discriminate? It's human who creates discrimination. It's our lower tendencies which creates discrimination. What's the point of discrimination when soul has no gender? Soul is not neither a male nor a female. Why then discrimination? Yes. That is why great ones in speaking about parenthood have said the greatest school of a man is his family, and the family is sacred. And this reminds me of the words of my teacher, Grandmaster Chokoksui, where he says that in one of his the Golden Lotus Sutra, that the easiest, fastest way to evolve is through family. So people think, that they will go to the mountains, leave the world, and they will evolve. But just imagine living amongst people in the family, creating the sanctuary within yourself, and helping and sharing, giving and receiving. How easily the process of evolution can be. Like the virtues which will be developed, because then we are not, might be not getting enough opportunity to do service, but in a family life, it's sacred. There's so much of service to do. Go back to your childhood. See how much father has done for you. Your mother has done for you. Okay, coming back to the topic. It is very important that a man in his home, in his relations with his children and wife, passes through a discipline that the jewel in him slowly starts radiating outwards. A man may be very selfish person, or he may be very pleasure seeking, or maybe even a little lazy. But when he marries, takes on the responsibility really consciously, with feeling and heart, then that man changes his nature, and fatherhood becomes a school for him, Fatherhood becomes a school for him, in which he is learning and changing all his nature. The ancient felt that every father to be must go to school of preparation. Hence, the five-pointed responsibility course in the monasteries and communities. In the future, the prospective father will also have to attend a school of preparation. In the future, not every man will be able to be a father. The evolution of life on a higher and higher spiral, and only those who can be really qualified for fatherhood will be allowed truly to become a father of a child. This literally gives me goosebumps. And this just at a very small level reminds me that, in schools nowadays, you will hear most of the teachers talking about parenting, telling how the child could be dealt. The community is talking about parenting. I remember myself off lately in 1 year conducted a lot of sessions on parenting. So, that every father, they have to qualify to become a fatherhood, to live the life of fatherhood. Of course, sometimes there are many karmic repercussions that, couple is not able to conceive. There are many karmic reasons, right? One of the reasons could be that the father is not able to help the wife to conceive because, not fitting in that criteria. Could be one reason. Just think about it. Just ponder upon it. Okay. In the communities I visited, the father had great responsibility and duty. So the first responsibility was that the father must be healthy. Okay. Many fathers do not care about their physical body. And when I say this, this is very, very important. Just pause here for a minute and think what you as a father have done to your physical body that it has hampered the physical body. So just pause, let's meditate and let's think about it for a minute. Okay, I hope so. Some of you might have got few answers. All right. First, they drink, waste their energies, pollute their lungs, and waste their time and money. A father was to keep himself really healthy so he could fulfill his responsibilities and to duties to his family. So this responsibility is very, very important in the fatherhood, to be healthy, not to treat as your body in a manner that you cannot care for your family, nurture your family, right? Wasting energy, wasting body parts, lungs, time and money. It's a great, great waste. Whatever is wasted is not going to come back. Second responsibility was his emotional and mental preparation. This is very necessary if a man is going to be a father. He must be mature emotionally, loving kindness, patience, courage, gratefulness, nobility. These things must be developed in a man. Mentally, the man was expected to have a very keen ability to observe, to discriminate, that is the light aspect of the soul, and to relate. He was also expected to have intellectual honesty. That's what I said, accurate perception related to the light aspect of the soul. The ancient believed that education alone could not make a better person, better man, but observation and thinking and discrimination does. People were not impressed by the titles and the educational background of a man, but his honesty, power of observation, logic, and clear thinking were of utmost importance. So we are really talking about the ancient time, where we know that these qualities in a person was of much importance. Let's talk about the third responsibility. Third responsibility of the father is finance and money. Many fathers are very short in this area. A man marries and he does not have income, or girl goes and loves a boy and says, I love him because his nose is so handsome, his hair is so pretty. Then her father says to her, but my daughter, does he have the means to support you? Daddy, that doesn't matter. I love him. And she marries the boy. After a few months, a child is on the way, and the boy has no means to sustain the girl or the coming child. When one is preparing for marriage, there must be a decent home. It is very necessary for the man to provide this. The so-called new age children do not care about such things. They say, we can live in the mountains, and they do for a while. Then when the hardships of life come and hit them, they try to find a hut or cabin to settle their heads. But it does not work, because as their own children are born and grow, these parents will be forced to meet their children's growing needs for clothing, lodging, schooling, and so on. And if the parents do not meet these needs, their children will become burdens on society. That is why this session is not only for the father, this session is like for the entire community. So everybody actually, think before getting married. The family, the person I'm going to marry is able to support my life. Also, if I'm also individually able and support my life, that is also very important. Very important. This is the foundation. The responsibility of the father is to support the family financially. He must know the art of finance. He should have the ability to raise a family, to be a businessman, or whatever he wants to be. He must make enough honest money to provide adequately for his wife and children. I have seen many families in which the man cannot sustain the wife and children. These families' lives are filled with emotions, hatred, money battles, fighting, conflicts, and chaos. Such families are not true families. In such an atmosphere, you are really creating a future trouble not only for yourself, but also for the future of your children and their children. In such an emotional atmosphere, the children's the physical, emotional, and mental health suffers tremendously. And if we need the children are not provided, if the needs of the children are not provided, you are going to put lots of money into hospitals to care for them later, or if you run away or ignore their mental problems, you will eventually create chaos for yourself and them. I mean, cannot share here on this personal platform, but yes, the last few lines I've actually seen a live example in somebody's life that, where the family, the father couldn't take care of the need and the family suffered. Father couldn't take care of the emotional and the mental needs of the child, and the family suffered, deeply. So I can actually relate with this a lot. The fourth responsibility is the art of communication. So the art of communication is very long, like it's 4 paragraphs. So I'll just read the first main paragraph, and then I will go quickly to the fifth responsibility. Yes. The fourth responsibility is the art of communication. This is so important. I have seen families that were very beautiful, materially rich, and they had no communication among the members. For example, one man was a very smart engineer, bringing home lots of money. He used to communicate with his wife and children like a bull. Hi, give me my food. Then, etc., etc. Then he would sit, eat, watch television, and sleep. You can actually visualize, right? We can actually visualize what kind of a surrounding is there. Atmosphere is there in the house when there is no communication. Everybody, each member of the family is into their own. The ancient saw how important it is for a father to sit with his wife and share mental, spiritual, social, and universal beauties and truth about the life. The wife works all day at home or outside the home, or when her husband comes home, she finds him buried in his dollar or in his job. You must leave me alone now, he yells. And the poor wife, even at the dinner table, looks to him to discuss various events, but mentally he's not there. So just think, pause and think. If your husband or if you as a father, if in your mental thoughts there's a rat race to earn the money, and are we generous to give time to our family? If not, then take it as a spiritual calling or sign, whatever you would like to call it, and be generous towards your family in terms of time. See how much you can help them emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's very important. It's very important for the foundation and to grow the love in a family. Moving on to the next topic. The fifth responsibility of a father is to give spiritual vision to the child. You have read in the scriptures that nations do not have vision perish. This is very important, fundamental truth that if there is no vision, the family is also destroyed. Many times we have seen this happen. For example, a man who was a medical doctor married a beautiful woman who was a dancer. They had 3 children and their life revolved around eating, drinking, gambling in Las Vegas. One day I was talking with him and I asked, is there any vision that you are physically, emotionally, and mentally striving to become bloom in your family? If you have a vision, if your family has a vision, then that vision holds you. As the sun shines upon blooming flower and open its petal, you unfold towards the beauty of a vision. He said that I did not know that I was talking about because he supported his wife and children and they had the best that money could buy. Everyone had a television and the refrigerator was always full of every food wanted. He was making good money. He had life insurance. Everything was in order. I mentioned that insurance would not sustain his life. But he said everything was good. What happened? The wife, going every weekend to Las Vegas, fell in love with another man, and the doctor fell in love with another woman. The family was destroyed. 4 to 5 years later, they were both miserable and they had caused their children untold misery. So actually this reminds me of something which I have been very conscious about in inspiring people and inspiring myself, because before inspiring somebody out, you have to you have to light up yourself, inspire yourself, and make sure that you are trying to follow the path rather than, so what happened is that when you say something, you speak something and you're not following it, a lot of challenges comes into your life and life becomes topsy-turvy. So before going out, giving somebody else, explaining something else to somebody else, check whether you own those qualities or not. Because if your own cup is not filled, how can you give something from an empty, desolated cup? broken cup. Yes. So of lately I've been talking a lot about inner child, and this has been the theme of inner child series, where we go back to the childhood and talk about these patterns, because what happens, a lot of insecurities within the child, a lot of competition, jealousy in the child comes from such kind of a family atmosphere, right? So with that note, we have completed these 5 responsibilities of a father. There are a couple of more which you can, buy this wonderful book and read from the book. And yes, if you're interested, let me know. In our next series, we will be talking a little bit about the marriage. And in our upcoming series, we will be also conducting a session on the mother, because today it was a topic about where we talk about father, so it's important to talk about mother, isn't it? And yeah, if you are interested, this is a fantastic book. If you're interested, please let me know, so that together we can all avail the discounts. And thank you to especially TSG Foundation for giving us a platform, all of us, and all to my viewers who are attending this session on the father, and they have attended session on the marriage. So yeah, thank you. With lots and lots of love and gratitude, we are grateful to the TSG Foundation. And with that note, if you have any questions about the session, any clarification which is required, please post your comments in the comment section. Also on Facebook, we have a group called Esoteric Section, ESOTERIC, Esoteric Section, SECTION. You can just check on Facebook. There also we share in the written form the teachings of from the different esoteric books. And if people have questions, they ask questions, we clear our doubts. So if you would like to associate with our esoteric section, you're more than welcome. With that note, let's give thanks to the great ones for this opportunity to be in service and to help, and for helping us to understand, to grow and evolve ourselves. To the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to our beloved teacher, to his teacher, to all the great ones, to all the angels and devas, thank you for this priceless opportunity. Thank you for helping us to understand. Thank you for helping us to become a better soul in this physical body. Thank you for helping us to develop these virtues. Thank you. Thanks and full faith for this priceless opportunity. So be it, so be it, so it is. A loving Atma Namaste. So before you leave, just a small thing which came to my mind. Whenever, first of all, you are very free to share this video with your, couple of friends who think, you think that this will help them. So what you can do is you can just subscribe the channel, and every time we go live, you will be automatically notified. And you are more than welcome to share this with your fellow friends. And most importantly, when you're sharing something, do not forget to give the credit where there is due. As always, Master says that, I have heard my teacher saying that, and I'm following him in terms of teaching. GMCK says that always give the credit where there is due. So whenever you're sharing something, if you're sharing this video, give the credit where there is due. With that note, thank you so much for participating and in this fantastic book reading. I hope this brings a lot of love, light, and power to you. So be it. Thank you.